Happy Friday, everyone, and you know what that means. It's Fun Fact Friday! For today's fun fact, we are going to dispel yet another animal myth. This one I hear all the time, especially around this time of year, spring and summer, and that is that tomato juice will de-skunk a dog. The truth is, though, that what's really happening is the skunk smell it's composed of some really strong sulfur compounds. And those really strong smells, they eventually kind of wear out your nose. And the phenomenon is called olfactory fatigue. So what's really happening is you're going nose blind. I think Febreze used to use that term. Your nose can't recognize the smell anymore, but if you were to leave and go get fresh air for a little bit and come back, you'd probably notice it again. Now, it is true that by giving your dog a bath, any old bath, it will improve the skunk smell a little bit. But just sticking your dog straight in the tub is actually pretty counterproductive, and it can kind of set that spray into your dog's hair and skin and make that smell linger around, especially anytime your dog gets like even a little bit damp, like walking around in the dewy grass in the morning, licking their paws, whatever. If you just stick your dog straight in the tub and get them wet right after they get skunked, that smell could linger for sometimes even as long as a year. So, what does actually de-skunk a dog? I'm so glad you asked. Number one, and most importantly, do not, I repeat, do not get that dog wet. Don't hose them off. Don't stick them in the tub. Keep the dog dry. What you're going to do instead of hosing off your dog is you are going to take some regular old baking soda, and wherever the dog was mostly sprayed and everything, it's almost always around the face, chest, shoulders, somewhere around there. You want to just coat them in baking soda, dry baking soda. Get it all the way down to the skin, because the oily skunk spray is also going to be making its way down to the skin. And you want to let that sit on your dog for about half an hour, if possible, to soak up as much of that oily skunk spray as humanly possible. Also, just really try and make sure that you avoid their eyes and their nose, because nobody wants baking soda in their eyes or nose. Okay, so after that half hour, just soak it in some baking soda. On to step 2. Now, you're going to make a mixture of peroxide, Dawn dish soap, and also a little bit more of that baking soda. It's going to be kind of like a thick, pasty shampoo, and you want it to be nice and pasty. You don't want extra liquid in it. As best you can, you're going to take that pasty shampoo, and I would say you want it kind of like an oatmeal consistency. You want to just rub it into the same area where you just had all of that baking soda. And you didn't rinse off that baking soda. Don't you do it. Don't rinse off the baking soda. You leave that on, and then you add on this shampoo. You just like work it into wherever they were skunked and get it really worked in before. Now you're going to very carefully rinse. Again, since it's mostly on the face, we need to be very careful not to get the soap in your dog's eyes, because this is not a tearless soap and it will burn really badly. So once you have thoroughly rinsed, and you're going to have to rinse for a really long time because Dawn is really strong soap. So rinse all of that soap out of your dog's face, their hair, everything. Then you want to work in that shampoo one more time. And you leave it sit for like 5 minutes if you can, if your dog can tolerate it, and if you can keep it safely away from their eyes and nose while you're doing this. If not, it's okay. Go ahead and rinse and rinse and rinse and rinse. Rinse until you think you're done rinsing, and then rinse a couple minutes more, okay? Make sure to also try and rinse extra around the eyes, just in case any soap got in there, to make absolutely sure. Then you can go ahead and towel dry your dog and either dry them off with a blow dryer, or you can just give them a nice cozy warm place to air dry. And if all of this seems a little bit too intimidating to do on your own, never fear. It's a lot of work. and it's really, really smelly. There are a lot of groomers, myself included, who do like emergency grooms. Just be prepared because it's gonna cost a lot more than a normal like bath service would. But I promise it's worth it, because then the groomer has to deal with all the stinky smells, not you. Happy de-skunking!